It's going to take a few days, but I'm dropping off my car to sell back in LA. And then after that, it will be a short time before I fly to Mexico to live for a bit. And then who knows after that. Just going to be traveling full-time out of the US. Excited, nervous, scared, happy, all the feelings at once. I'm curious to see how this goes.
Giving up my car is hitting me even harder than I expected. My car is the only consistent thing in my life. For someone constantly traveling, my car is the only thing that feels like home. It keeps me safe, it keeps me comfortable, and it takes me on incredible adventures. Traveling is very queer. It's an escape from a life you may not want. It represents change and fluidity, and it highlights your ability to adapt to new circumstances. It's been a dream of mine to live outside of the US since I was a kid. Leaving has always been in my sights, but is going to be still a few years away. Unfortunately, due to the abysmal governing system of the states, I decided that I need to leave ASAP. It's clear where the US is headed and I want to get out before it's too late. My first stop on my final US road trip is Grand Junction, Colorado. My travels have come full circle in this moment because I came across a picture recently of my very first cross-country road trip, and I learned that this was the exact route I had taken. Grand Junction is a strange little town that apparently loves its weird statues. This is my second time in the city, and you can check out my other video where I visit the only queer bar in the area, Good Judy's. I always gotta stop by this 2-story antique store. It has the most cursed things. I love this display of our founding fathers, Ben Franklin and Amy Winehouse. The Pokemon cards are my favorite part, and I definitely bought a pack. It was a long day. The 4-hour drive to Grand Junction took 5 thanks to traffic. Driving all day is always draining, but there's a satisfying exhaustion at the end of the day. I reward myself by struggling to open the pack of Pokemon cards. I have no idea which cards are good or bad, but the serotonin boost is totally worth it. After a 5-hour drive, I arrive in St. George, Utah. I use a credit card on my travels so I can get points that eventually add up to occasional free rooms. Another perk with the card is that they automatically upgrade the rooms if there's one available without charging extra. So in smaller cities, I get these pretty decent rooms that I'm totally not worthy of, especially since I only stay in them for a few hours. Also, I found this little fellow who's now part of my trip. As a kid, I always wondered who the cared about the pamphlets in the lobby. Then I came across these today. Now I'm like, maybe I need to see this donkey history museum. One of my least favorite things about road trips is that it's hard to stay healthy. You kind of just have to eat whatever's available on the side of the highway, which is typically fast food. After you eat, you just sit in the car for more hours and the food just sits in your stomach, making you feel gross as f***. Glad hotels typically have fitness centers, even though I'm exhausted. I wake up at 6 a.m. the next morning because I decide that I absolutely need to see the Donkey Museum. And I'm only able to this early. But first, I need some breakfast and caffeine, so I stop by this really cool shop before leaving Utah. This place is a vibe and very queer-friendly. It's a welcoming spot aside from the entitled white boomer aggressively demanding to know the Wi-Fi. Like, chill, bro.
It's hot as out here. It's like 100 degrees and 10 a.m. I don't know how people live out here.
I didn't realize there's a time difference between Utah and Nevada. Turns out I woke up an extra hour early, which means that I'm sitting in the city of Mesquite in a parking lot waiting for the Donkey Museum to open. Never thought that would be something I'd say. I love museums, and I especially love obscure museums. At first, I usually want to see them because I think it will be stupid and fun. Well, let me tell you, the Donkey Museum was definitely stupid and definitely fun, but also incredibly cool. It's a nonprofit, and any money donated or spent on merch goes to the country's largest donkey rescue. This is exactly what road trips are for. It's not about getting from point A to point B, but about the weird things and strange detours you take on the way. It brings me great pride to forever be in the Donkey History Museum guest book. My next stop is Las Vegas. I'm only stopping for a bit to say bye to some friends. As soon as I get close to the city, I regret that I'm not staying overnight. The Vegas Strip has played a massive role in my life. Growing up in Los Angeles, it was an easy 4-hour drive, and I went almost every other month to gamble and make poor choices. It would be fitting to stay one more night, but I don't have extra money to be spending right now. After a total of 6 hours driving today, I finally make it to LA, and I'm immediately greeted by traffic to show me that I'm home. Once again, the hotel is way too nice for me, but the shit view balances it out. Downtown LA is not a pretty place. It's the side of the city, among plenty others, that are not shown in the movies. I'm excited to finally rest. Just kidding, it's time to get some drinks and say bye to the few friends that I have at my favorite queer bar, Precinct. It feels good to be back at the place where I have my personal community of queer people. I don't know when's the next time I'll be back for a visit, or even back in the US, so I'm trying to soak in all the queer joy and tequila. It's also gamer night, which always draws in a fun crowd. I'm not allowed to play games in public anymore, though, because somebody apparently gets way too competitive and gets asked to stop being a raging asshole. So I take the high road and watch people take awkward 80s style pictures. And I may have been convinced to take one too. Breakfast the next morning is a hangover's dream. For the first time since I've had a car, it's empty. Now I'm getting all emotional over having to say goodbye to the only thing that kept me grounded on my travels. I think it's what my car represents. It represents the journey I set out on in 2019 to explore queer communities around the US. It kept me safe during COVID and throughout the awful presidential administrations that continued to see the queer community attacked. My car represents an era of my life where I battled the anxiety of solo queer travel and found an adventure that has evolved beyond my wildest expectations. Queer Across America has now opened the door for me to continue my journey beyond the borders of the US. Mexico isn't the final stop, but it's the next one. And I'm so excited to see what happens after. It's a nuanced decision to leave the country, especially under such political circumstances. But for my physical safety and my mental health, I need to do what I need to do. I look forward to continuing to share my adventure and get plenty of insight on how to move out of the US. Feel free to reach out with any questions, and please subscribe to my YouTube page and the free tier on Patreon to stay connected.